If you think you're safe, think again. White Fang just got locked up in a deluxe crate. But a crate that can hold a dog won't necessarily hold back the prison of life. White Fang wouldn't yield to fate or credit bad guys, but they confronted him with sticks and fierceness. In the end, White Fang fell into their trap, and the wheels of fate started to rust, leaving him locked up like a wild animal. The other guy brandished a stick and whisked White Fang off to the dog-fighting arena, where he had no interest in playing fetch against his own kind. To save himself, White Fang had to defend, and that fight was over in a flash. Seeing the fallen black dog, White Fang felt complex, like a guilty convict, but the thugs cared not. These guys just hit the jackpot, and they were itching to bring White Fang into the next match. He had no choice but to brace for him. After 2 months, undefeated, White Fang received no perks, treated like a mere employee. Not only beaten daily, they wouldn't share fruit scraps. After enduring constant torture, White Fang lost hope until one day. White Fang met a unique tiny opponent bred to torture fellow canines. At first, White Fang had no clue about the terror ahead, as the fighting dog lay in wait, biting at his paws the moment he looked the other. White Fang dodged, but it was a classic move. The little fighter latched onto his neck like it was a chew toy. The situation went downhill fast, and White Fang whimpered in pain, just as the thugs barreled into the arena. Clutching at his last hope, White Fang thought the thugs might save him, when instead, it turned into a full-blown stick. Just then, things took a wild turn. The thug got flowered when a gun was aimed straight at his chest. The hero arrived just in time, saved White Fang, and after a struggle, pried open the dog's jaws. By now, White Fang was a mess of injuries, and the hero carried him home with a heavy heart. The hero bandaged White Fang carefully. The veteran said it was a miracle White Fang survived its bloodlust. As he finished, White Fang silently wept, perhaps from emotional turmoil or unbearable pain. It could be the reunion or the torment from human exploitation. He was no longer the same. At night, the hero reached out, but White Fang instinctively flinched. The hero noticed the change in him, wondering what horrors White Fang had endured during their time apart. A month later, White Fang was fully healed, but when the hero tried to approach him, he unexpectedly took 2 steps back. Every time, he was treated like a tool, and the hero wasn't free from fate's grip either. At that moment, a sidekick picked up a stick, and White Fang turned into a ferocious beast right away. It was clear he had been struck with sticks before, filling him with dread and making him almost impossible to tame. He had learned to hate. The hero wanted to help him break free, but White Fang was so tense, his gaze locked onto the stick in the sidekick's hand. The hero slowly untied the chain, convinced White Fang was harmless, but White Fang thought he was reaching for the stick, turning deadly fierce. White Fang instantly assumed an attack stance, while the hero remained calm despite the pain. He knew White Fang didn't mean it, so carefully left, convinced it wasn't his true nature. One day he would heal, and then White Fang slowly wandered out of the room, spotting the long-lost forced relaxation flooded his nerves. Seizing the moment, the hero decided to launch his gourmet meat treat strategy again. Meanwhile, White Fang was testing the waters, warily avoiding deep trust in humans. After much inner turmoil, White Fang finally gathered the courage to trust the hero. While enjoying the tasty treat, the hero gently stroked his forehead with the other hand, and White Fang gradually eased his defenses. It was his first taste of human warmth, and his eyes relaxed, feeling like an old friend he hadn't seen in years, familiar yet strange. White Fang gently licks the hero's wounds, apologizing, when a teammate's awakened by a noise outside. When he looked over, he found White Fang clinging to the hero, kicking off an exciting beginning. As days passed, the wheels of fate turned and the bond between the wolf and human deepened as they goofed off daily. White Fang continued helping them move rocks. Efficiency skyrocketed, but we all know that good times don't last forever. As they happily moved stones, a loud rumble echoed through the cave. Teammates sensed trouble was brewing. Suddenly, the cave collapsed, and teammates rushed in for rescue, finally getting the hero out with White Fang's help. The hero, grateful to be alive, caught his breath at the cave entrance, with White Fang anxiously by his side, when suddenly he noticed White Fang's paws were caked with yellow dirt, and the hero stood in shock as excitement began to replace fear. They rushed into the cave, discovering that where it had collapsed was littered with sparkling gold, and the teammate explained, "White Fang accidentally stumbled upon this gold mine while saving you." The hero, thrilled, patted White Fang, who had struck gold this time. However, those thugs had been watching the whole thing unfold, and while the hero slept soundly the next day, danger lurked right around the wooden cabin turned to ashes in a fire. Thugs, armed, surround you, watch out.